Hi, everyone. You're welcome to another edition of My Farm and I. My name is Adibola Adidosun, and I'll be your anchor for today's program. You're welcome once again. My Farm and I is a free webinar series that talks about selected topics in agriculture. And these topics are based on the problems we are facing in Nigeria and in Africa at large. So we profile solutions to this problem, and so that farmers can um, make more yield from their farms. This program is sponsored by Kitovu Technology Company. Kitovu is a digital-based technology company that uses data to eliminate guesswork in agriculture, enabling farmers to make more money from their farm through increased yield and access to markets. There are a few of Kitovu's services and products that I would like to discuss here. The first on the list is YieldMax. YieldMax is a digital platform that collects data from farmers and uses this data to profile solution to excess usage of inputs. So, for instance, soil data gotten from gotten from farmers will be used to process a kind of fertilizer usage that will minimize the usage of fertilizer on the soil, and as well as providing agronomic advisory to farmers in order to maximize their yield. Another of this product is StorageX. There's a particular period in every farmer season that is called glut. And at this period, that is where farmers rush to market with their produce, crashing the prices of produce in the market. So at this period, farmers are forced to sell their produce regardless of how much they are making from the transaction. So this can be changed through StorageX. StorageX is a digital platform that offers farmers, especially smallholder farmers, storage facility that helps them to store their produce. And in this way, their produce would serve as collateral for them to have access to a loan facility that would help them to attend to their needs, so that when the price of the commodity appreciates, they'll be able to sell and make more profits. For more information, reach us on any of our social media platform at info@kitovu.com.ng, or reach us on our website www.kitovu.com.ng. Thank you very much. In our previous episode, we talked about how we can use technology to improve the state of our production in agriculture. And this episode, this time around, we'll be talking about tips to increase crop shelf life through good post-harvest management. Introduction. The ultimate goal of every farmer is to achieve bountiful harvest, but the job doesn't end there. Efforts should be put in place to ensure farm produce are in best condition immediately after harvest and during storage to prevent post-harvest losses. So in this case, the job of a farmer doesn't end on the field. Efforts should be put in place to ensure that whatever is gotten from the field, no matter how small or how high, efforts should be put in place to store these products or sell them immediately after harvest. So in the case where farmer is not selling in order to gain more profit, it's essential that the farmer stores. So that is why post-harvest management is essential as one of the agricultural practices. So what is really post-harvest management? Post-harvest management is referred to how agricultural commodities are handled after harvest. This process begins immediately after harvest and hence with its consumption, that's food consumption. So there's a saying here that post-harvest loss is more serious as compared to production loss. You know, production loss can be at any stage in the production line of a crop. So it could be at the early or vegetative period or at the later, that's a maturity period, of which it won't be a total loss. But with post-harvest loss, if a farmer loses everything at post-harvest, definitely it will be an entire loss and there will not be anything to fall back to. So it is very important that we take this serious. Let's discuss the importance of a good post-harvest management. First is to secure farmers' investments. So whatever a farmer has invested in his farm, through a very good post-harvest management, the farmer will be able to secure it and attract a good market value for the produce. Two is to maintain produce quality, taste, and appearance. And the third is to get the best price possible from produce. So a lot of time, farmer, whenever they have planted their produce, they either sell the produce, you know, through panic sales, because the standard practice in order for farmers to get the best out of what they've produced is for them to store this produce for quite a while. So they wait to take the advantage of increase in market price. So with post-harvest management, this is possible. So farmer will be able to wait while his produce is in storage, and when there is any changes in price, the farmer can sell to make more profit. So it also increases shelf life of commodity. So that is one of the importance of management. Depending on the kind of crops, there are so many shelf life period for commodities. For grain, it might be longer. For vegetables, it might be in a matter of weeks or months, as the case may be, and depending on the kind of storage facility. So we also have the cleaning add more value to produce. So that's another importance of post-harvest management, a good post-harvest management. It protects commodity from pest infestation and contributes to food security. So it also reduces emission of greenhouse gases from food waste. So in case where we have food that are well managed after harvest, well stored, it will reduce emission of greenhouse gases, which could contribute to climate disturbance. So when you are having, instead of having food waste, if your food is well stored, you know, it will in turn reduce emission of greenhouse gases from food waste. So the last one here is to facilitate international trade. To meet quality and safety standards through post-harvest management enhances access to global markets and promote export opportunities. So as a farmer, there's nothing wrong in having access to trade internationally. So once your produce can meet up to the standard of what is required in the global market. So, and with this, it will help the farmer to make more profits. So here we'll be talking about the elements of post-harvest system. And these elements are quite important. This will determine whether you need, it will determine how long you need to store your produce, when deterioration will set in, and the likes. So with this element, if it is well managed, if we can manipulate all these elements, we'll be able to achieve maximum shelf life for any product. So moisture is number one on the list. Moisture of the produce is quite important. It is known that the higher the moisture of a produce, the shorter the lifespan or the shelf life of that commodity. So in a case where we have a higher moisture content in that commodity, it is essential that we reduce it to the bearing to the standard level before storage. Temperature is another element. The higher the temperature, the more the commodity, let's say we have a situation whereby the temperature of the commodity or the stored grain is very high. The tendency of the commodity getting, deteriorating is very high too. So it's very essential that the temperature has to be reduced in such a situation. We have humidity, which is also important element in post-harvest system, storage system. So humidity has to do with the food itself and its surroundings. So it's very essential that we maintain a very good humidity for our produce. So metabolic reaction, that talks about how the commodity, how the produce itself reacts to its environment. It's normal for produce, especially fruits, to react metabolically in terms of respiration and transpiration. So this is also very essential element. Microbiological factor too, fungi and bacteria contributing to deterioration of commodity. So, and time as well. Time also plays a role in post-harvest. So there are different level of time, of storage time for every commodity. There are different level of time allotted to different commodity. So for instance, fruits and vegetables, storage time is quite shorter compared to grain commodities. So with all these elements, if well manipulated, we can have a good storage period for our produce. So briefly, before we end this section, let's talk about some tips in having a good post-harvest management. So number one here is a selection of variety. So this has to be part of your plan as a farmer, even before you commence your farming activities. So selection of variety is very important because there are some varieties that helps to increase the shelf life of your commodity. So for instance, a vegetable farmer wants to maybe store the produce for a while before going to the market. Such farmer might decide to go for a variety such as Roma tomato that will help to keep, Roma tomato has less water content and it's more fleshy. So when kept under good condition, it can stay for a while before the farmer will decide to take it to market. So it's essential we consider the kind of variety we want to plant before engaging in any farm activities. So another one here is harvesting. So when we are harvesting, especially fruits, berries, so like tomato, cucumber, and the likes. So when we are harvesting, it's very essential that we do not harvest carelessly as a farmer. So I deliberately put this picture here so that I can explain some things to you. We can see the fruits, the ripe fruits, and the green parts. So the green part is called pedicle. And whenever we are harvesting from our farm, it's very essential that we take this part very delicate, because once that green part is removed from the fruits, it creates a access to microorganisms to act under tiny spots to enhance deterioration. So it's very essential that when you are harvesting, you should make sure this green part is intact so as to increase the shelf life of the produce. So we also have timely harvesting. So when you are harvesting, it's very essential that the harvesting has to be timely. When you have like 70% of ripe produce on your farm, it's essential that you harvest. If you are waiting to maybe to have 100% of ripe produce on your farm, for instance, let's take pulses as an example, soya bean. You do not have to wait till everything to every of your let's say you have 100% of ripe matured soya bean, because if you wait to that level, you might discover that some of these pulses will start splitting and releasing the seeds on the floor. So whenever you have something close to 70% maturity on your farm, or ripeness on your farm, it's essential that you start harvesting. So that will be all for this episode. Like I said, this particular topic will be splitted into 2 episodes. So we'll continue in another episode, and that will be the concluding part of this topic. Thank you for your time. Have a great day ahead.